Welcome back to the CuttyandGovy show. It's our Christmas show. We're here right after Christmas. Today was 26th?
26.
We are on location this week at the most fabulous house, maybe in America, certainly in the state of Florida. You can just see the backyard behind us. It's like a resort property. We can't believe we had the opportunity to come out here today, but it's a great chance. It's Chamber of Commerce weather, and we have a great guest here today, Ashley, Govy's sister-in-law.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here, and it's our opportunity to talk to a gorgeous woman about the state of affairs of, all you do is hear about guys all the time, so we're mixing it up a little today. And today, because it's our Christmas show, we're going to talk winners and losers. So before we do, I'm going to give a plug for my book, Left Foot, Right Foot, Survival Guide for Business and Life. We now have over 30,000 copies sold. We're about a month into it. And I was told, believe it or not, December is the worst month to launch a book. I had no idea when I launched it. I said, why is December the worst month to launch a book? They said, because everybody buys gift cards. They don't buy books. They buy gift cards for Christmas. And then in January, they trade the gift cards in for books. So next week is January, folks. Buy the book. All my friends that bought it, I appreciate it so much. My 4 children appreciate it. Thank you very much. Anyway, Govy, who's your number one winner for this week?
It's actually a couple.
All right.
It's Travis Kelce. This is for the year, 2024. How about that? For the year, since it's coming to an end, Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift. Travis Kelce, 2 Super Bowl championships back-to-back. Meets a girl that has the most successful concert tour of all time, and she's
Now, we
top
have a
of a
bet,
game.
Ashley. I say they'll never get married. Are you buying into this? As
I
a real
totally think they may get married.
You think
but
it's
see,
a real romance?
I really do.
I think
I
it's
really
fake.
do.
Me too.
No, I don't.
Me
I
too.
don't at all because I really truly believe that they are of family values, both of them. Because like my top pick would be the other Kelseys, so Jason and Kylie. Who, by the way, has the #1 podcast on Apple and Spotify. But she's like the Princess of Philadelphia. Like they're a great couple too as well.
But they have kids.
They have three girls,
So do you
fourth on the way.
So do you think Taylor Swift is looking at like her future sister-in-law and
Like
says,
jealous of their
here's the
lifestyle?
kids.
Absolutely not. I think they like embrace one another.
No, yeah, but like say I can see us having kids. Like she gets to see the dynamics of how Travis is with his nieces.
With his nieces, 100%.
And that makes a difference because they're family
but
oriented.
they both are. They're
Right.
both family oriented.
Now,
So
who's your winner of the year for 2024?
my winner was the Kelseys,
All
but
right.
the other set of Kelseys,
right.
that would have been my winner.
By the way, look at them. Jason Kelce retires is making more money than he's ever made playing football, and his wife.
Correct.
Right.
Correct. I mean, they
Unbelievable.
became celebrities in their own right, but they're really about giving back to the community. As long as Travis and Taylor do as well. But I just think it's nice because it's they give back a lot in Philadelphia as well.
But do you think there's a fine line when people are going to get tired of seeing Jason Kelce? He's
I am.
everywhere.
No,
I'm getting a little.
I'm a Philly girl.
I'm
no,
but I'm getting a little tired. He's everywhere. He's everywhere.
I don't know. I think he's good.
Okay.
I think it's good.
So, my winner, my pick will be Donald Trump. I mean, he's the comeback kid. He did everything he said he was going to do. It's remarkable the guy's president again. And it's...
So what are some of the obstacles that he came?
I mean, they tried to bankrupt him. They tried to jail him. They tried to destroy his world. They tried to break his marriage up with that Eugene Carroll, all that stuff. I mean, they tried to kill the guy. They shot him twice, or they shot him once, almost shot him twice. He's got to be the biggest winner of the year.
Right.
Don't you think?
Well, I think that goes without saying.
I think
Right?
anybody who attached themselves to Donald Trump that was loyal to him
Is a winner.
is a winner.
Absolutely.
I mean, RFK. is a winner.
Absolutely.
I mean,
the whole
this-
Republican Party as a whole is.
yeah, RFK though was like banned from his own family, and the Democratic
Well,
Party.
I mean, they were a Democratic dynasty.
right.
I mean, what do you
But now
expect?
look at him. Now he's going to be running the like CDC and all the other stuff.
So that's a great question, Ashley. Ashley is a mother of two, and
Yes.
your kids are 16 and 13?
Correct.
Okay. So this RFK with all the natural food and Fruit Loops and being color, and in Canada it's not color. I mean, you buying into that you want your kids
You know,
on-
I have to say that I do believe that food in Europe is a lot healthier than the processed foods here. But my youngest son, we just found out, has celiac disease.
What is that?
That is when you have a gluten allergy.
Okay.
And it's actually a disease of like your intestine, and it can really affect, your lifestyle. So for me, having a kid that's allergic to almost everything now,
Right.
like
What's he doing?
you need to eat clean.
But
you
at
need to eat
school
pure.
lunches and stuff.
They have to provide alternatives. Salad bars, chicken proteins, beef,
Wow.
that kind of thing. But yeah, so I do believe that America needs to get healthier. And I'm a big proponent in clean eating in this. But at the end of the day, everybody's going to indulge. And you're going to have fun, and you're going to, have sugars.
Not to get too political. Do the moms at the school talk about vaccines and stuff? Is that something that
Not so much where I am.
people
No.
don't really care anymore
No.
about?
I
whether
think the
they're-
biggest thing for us was the COVID vaccine.
Yeah.
That was the biggest thing that we were unsure about giving our kids. But, it's required in school. It's a lot of paperwork if you don't do
Wow.
it. But my kids have been all vaccinated.
Do you get a flu vaccine?
No,
Do you?
never did.
I do. Every
Yeah.
year.
Oh, you
I
get a-
stopped getting COVID vaccines, though,
Yeah, so did I.
after like year 2.
Right.
I only took one. I
I
finally
took
gave,
like
I gave
2
it in at
years
the
of
end.
them, like whatever it was,
Right.
like the series and then the follow up the next year shot, and then I was done. But I've always gotten the flu shot.
I was 6 inches taller. I took the COVID and I got shorter. I mean, I can't believe it.
Side effect, you never knew what
I
happened.
know. I didn't know it was going to happen.
We have another winner in
ahead.
Elon Musk.
Oh, man, he's a winner.
I mean, like this guy. Everybody else bet on Kamala Harris and Biden. Elon Musk, what's his net worth go up? 150 billion since November 5th.
he's a big winner. Another winner, a Philly guy, Skinny Joe. He's got a podcast.
Yeah.
He's blowing up. Shout out to Skinny Joe from Philadelphia. We haven't talked about his show, but we're going to put him in the winner category this year because he is really exploding all over the internet. Good for you, Skinny Joe. And Little Snuff, his partner.
Yeah, absolutely. How about Hunter Biden? You think he's a winner?
I think he's a winner. He's a winner.
He came
He's
close
the
to-
only winner of that party.
he came close to being a loser though, didn't he? Like really close.
I think
Well,
now.
Daddy saves the day.
So let me ask you this question. Let's say he's got 300 million stashed in Ukraine or wherever it's at. Can he bring it back now and no ramifications because he's pardoned for the last 10 years?
Yeah, I think he can. I think he's pardoned where it's now all legit. I think he can. It's his.
All right, so the question, since we're on pardon, do you think Joe Biden pardons himself before he leaves office?
Can you actually do that?
You can. It's never been done,
I don't know,
but
I
you
think-
can. But you might as well
Would he
do what they
remember
did.
he pardoned himself?
I think
Maybe
he
not.
has to because I think there's a Senator Menendez that has all the information on him, and if he doesn't pardon himself, and he doesn't pardon Menendez, Menendez can say something. So this protects him against Menendez and everybody else maybe incriminating him. I think he could just say, "I need to do it," and he can blame it on Donald Trump. He
I
could
think
say,
he
"I
has
need to
to.
protect myself."
I think he has to pardon himself because he's going to be, at some point they're going to go after him. He's got to give himself a
He has
pardon.
one thing. That guy Orr, that was the special counsel to investigate him, already said the guy can't be tried because he's incompetent. And that was a year ago already.
Right.
So I mean, how do you put him on trial? Like if the government already said he's.
I don't know. More taxpayers' dollars wasted.
Right. So your turn, but I have another winner after you go. If you have
My
another.
winner would be Joe Rogan. He's a winner this year.
That's a
well,
great one.
He's a winner this
I
year,
like
yeah.
that one.
Well, yeah, he came in at the thing, and look at him.
Yeah.
Joe, I sent you my book. No, I did.
I hope you signed that copy.
No, I said in my book, Joe, you haven't talked about it on the show. Will you please talk about it on this show? But yeah, Joe Rogan's a big winner. But you know who's the biggest winner of them all? Govy with his football picks this year.
I'm doing great. I'm
I
doing
mean, how many
4-0.
millions have you made already?
Not millions, but I 4-0 last week.
4-0. He was 4-0.
You know, I'm 10-3 last 3 weeks.
So everybody should subscribe to the show and hear Gavi's picks.
Yeah.
You want to give us the picks since we're talking about
I
it?
could do that right
He's
now.
4-0. Last week, the week before, he was 3-1. And the week before, you were 3-1.
Right. So actually, I was 10-2 then.
If I had bet $100 every week, I'd have a house like this.
Well, no, the VIG is a killer. The VIG's a killer. But for this week, really quickly, we like the L.A. Chargers, -4 over New England. The Jets, +10 over Buffalo, even though I'm a Buffalo fan, Jess Pagula.
Love Buffalo.
I like Indy, -7.5 over the Giants. And I like Atlanta, +4 over Washington. They are my picks.
Where's that game? Is it in Washington?
I think it's in Washington.
Whoa, if we need Washington to lose, right?
We don't need. We just need. Eagles need to win one more game.
Ugh, that was a hard
And we
one.
clinched the second. And they played the New York Giants last game of the year, and the New York Giants will lose out because they're going to have the first pick in the draft for the first time since 1960.
All right, let's hit the losers. Ashley, you first. Who's the biggest loser of the year?
The Democratic Party.
Wow,
They are.
that's another one.
That's the biggest loser of the year.
They are.
That is a
So
big
now
one.
let's look at the
They
let's
are
look at the
big.
fallout. Let's look at the fallout from the Democratic Party. So let's choose. I'm going to give you a person that's a loser that wasn't even in politics but was touching the border. George Clooney.
He's a loser.
George Clooney was this well-respected actor that basically sat on his sofa and said, "Let me make a phone call. I don't like the way things are going," and said, "Barack, we got to get rid of this guy." And poof, next thing you know, Biden's done and forced out. I mean, that's unbelievable that we can live in a country that an actor can say, "I need a change," and it happened. I mean, that's unbelievable.
So you got to put Barack Obama in the loser category.
He
too.
did
He's
it.
done.
Well, by the way, how about some of the other entertainers like Oprah Winfrey, who got paid? People didn't realize she got paid $2 million.
Yeah,
to
I
say-
called her
They
out
all
on the
got
show.
paid.
But
They
no
all
one,
got
but
paid
no
to
one knew
perform.
that in the beginning. They didn't. They thought like Trump's people. No one got paid.
No,
But
I
they,
know that.
they paid Harpo Productions, not her.
Oh, real? Okay. Harpo Productions. Who's the CEO of Harpo
Oh,
Productions?
Oprah Winfrey. That's right.
Yeah, I mean, and you got to remember, following really closely to the Democratic Party's P. Diddy.
Oh, of course.
P. Diddy, and everybody associated
Associated.
with P.
Which
Diddy.
that trail is long.
So in May, when the trial starts, will you be watching?
Absolutely. It'll be like the days of OJ.
Right.
Yeah, I really do.
Do you
Because
think?
it's fascinating.
Do you think the country is pulling for him, or like OJ? It was like the country was
I don't think
split.
the country's pulling for P. Diddy. I don't.
You think the public is actually cheering for him to go down?
I do.
I'm curious.
At least in
So,
my opinion.
Your kids, 16 or 13, are they tuned into that whole escapade or it's not?
100%.
Oh, they are?
Are
My
they?
kids are so aware of everything.
Oh,
Wow.
my
Welcome
God.
to the internet. Welcome
Wow. And
You know,
what-
13 and 16-year-olds are now like having kids in college.
Wow.
Like they are little adults.
Interesting.
So they know more than I do about subjects.
And do they ask, like, I guess they probably know more than us about a freak off and what all that
they
stuff.
tell me what it is.
Yeah. they-
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that
like
is
I get
crazy.
educated by my teenagers.
Wow,
Yeah,
it's unbelievable.
100%.
I think he makes a deal. I think there's a deal made. I think he's maybe got Barack Obama or somebody big that he hasn't exposed, and he's willing to make a deal. If you, I don't know,
Can't-
maybe Joe pardons him. You think Joe can?
No
pardon-
way.
Huh?
No way.
How about if he has Barack Obama on tape, and he's going to expose Barack Obama?
It's too deep. This is
I don't think it goes there.
and it's too
No?
deep. I don't think people know where this ends. I think when it starts going and one person gets caught, whole rollover. I think this thing keeps going because you're gonna, for instance, just in case Ashton Kutcher is involved in this, he might be able to say things that that he has to come up with to make it easy on himself.
I think
this-
everybody's going to have a lot to say when it
Yeah.
comes to this.
But
And they don't want to be the last person that it ends up on being. They're going to try to get out of it, you know.
But they've kind of exposed the list. I mean, they've told you who's implicated. I mean, I saw something with Usher yesterday, and he's kind of switching teams and ratting P Diddy out. I thought he was
These people don't want to burn their worlds down.
Right.
They don't want to burn their
Right.
worlds down.
You got a lot of people that were involved. Believe it or not, you got Kevin Hart, you got Meek Mill, you got all these guys were all part of the LeBron James.
Yeah, that was funny. Who's that comedian that did the Tom Brady interview? She's a woman. She's very
Nikki
funny.
Glaser.
Nikki
Oh,
Glaser.
love her.
So she says, "I'm going to keep this Kevin Hart." Short. You get it? I'm going to keep
Yeah.
it Kevin Hart. Oh my God. Anyway, I think Ukraine and Israel are big losers. I mean,
I think Israel's a winner.
Yeah, I agree. I
think
think
Israel's
Israel's a winner.
Look, from
They
the
lost 1,200 people in
But-
2024. They're
2023. October of
that's true.
2023.
You're right.
So in 2024, they came from that destruction. They eliminated basically Hamas and Palestine. They eliminated the Houthis. They eliminated everybody that Hezbollah. They took out all their enemies plus Iran. And when they did the thing with the pagers,
That was great.
These people were scared to turn on their air conditioning.
So do you think the hostages get out before Trump gets in?
Yes, but I don't think. I think it's less than 10.
So Trump said that he's going to annihilate Hamas unless they're out by January 20th. Do you think the United States gets involved, or he just turns to Benjamin Netanyahu and says, go do whatever you want to do? I'm going to back you. Go annihilate these people.
I think he lets Netanyahu go do whatever he wants to do until January 20th. Right now, today and yesterday, Netanyahu's bombing the crap out of Yemen. No one's saying anything. There's no country is stopping him. He's wiping out Yemen. You won't see them being attacked now, and that's because Trump's saying go ahead. And by the way, and Joe Biden is at the U.S. Virgin Islands. He's on vacation.
That is unbelievable.
He checked out.
He has 20 days left. He's on vacation.
He checked out. He's done. So
He has nothing else to
We're
say.
a rudderless country right now,
Nothing else
except
to
for
say.
Donald Trump, and he's basically saying, "Do it."
If I was president of the United States, I had 20 days to go. I'd be walking around the White House 24/7, sitting in the desk, sitting in the chair, enjoying the moment.
I don't think he knows where he's at.
It's really that bad.
I don't think he knows where he's at.
That's kind of crazy. So we're down here on vacation or Christmas week, and the town is absolutely crazy. But I didn't really find it so difficult to walk around the town and go to the restaurants. But you guys have been going out a lot more than me. Have the restaurants been crazy?
Everywhere's crazy.
I'm eating earlier than I ever ate before with
Yes,
everybody.
because we're like a group of
Yeah,
10
and
every night.
Yeah,
It's
and
hard to get a table of 10.
So we eat at like 6 p.m.
So those bills must be big.
you got to ask my brother. He's my brother. My brother's over here, and he's been very good to me on the food situation.
But
But
going to be rationing. When you get home.
yeah. But it's we have people that add, subtract. We could be 10. We could be 10, and then we could be 7. We could
All
be the
right,
9.
so we covered the subject before. When you're with 10 people, I mean, is the tipping a little lighter because it's a giant check?
Ashley's in charge of
No.
all tipping.
Well, a lot of times now, tipping's like they put on a 20% tip or whatever on parties of 8 or more. But, I grew up as a waitress, so I'm very
So you're-
keen to
Yeah.
taking care of the people who wait on us. So.
It's Christmas every day.
It's Christmas
for
every
Ash-
day for me.
for Ash.
I'm a tipper. I'm a
Yeah,
tipper.
It's Christmas when they see Ashley.
Everybody
it's
gets
Christmas.
tipped.
Now, so let's cover. We had a show with a great waiter, bartender from Palm Beach. His name's Mitch. Mitch, if you're watching, shout out. And we were talking about tipping on a $200 bottle of wine. Do you still give 20%?
Yeah, this is
on
an
a-
interesting thing. Do you tip on a bottle of wine?
Like it's $200 for a bottle. Are you still giving? Are you giving 40
Yes,
bucks?
I'm generous. Yeah, I
You're
still
doing
am.
that.
I am.
Do you think?
he said that. Mitch said that I didn't think so their philosophy. If it's $1,000 bottle of wine, He says if you're buying the $1,000 bottle of wine, then you could afford the thing. But yet, someone right next to you, your table right next to you, could buy a bottle for $100, and
But at the end of the day, if you're buying the $1,000 bottle of wine, you're most likely enjoying it with a nice dinner. So you're looking at your bottom line to tip. I'm not like I'm tipping if the bartender's making me vodka martinis. So somebody still took the time to get the wine to come pour it to me. I look at it
So
the
let
same
me
way.
ask you this question. You go like to the Boca Resort, and they automatically include 18%. It
Not
says-
anymore.
Oh, they don't do that anymore? Oh.
Now you can choose.
Oh.
So now they have like a screen where you can choose 15,
Ah,
18, 20,
okay.
22.
unless you just leave,
But
then
they have
choose.
Unless you leave, then they
Then it's
just
18.
automatically do 18.
But they have that line that says additional tip. Do you leave an additional tip when they have that line?
That would be cash in hand.
Oh, you would leave a little cash.
Yeah.
Got it. Got it. All right, so
I do. I can say
Go ahead.
one thing. I can say that I lived in Boca Raton now for 18 years, and I think I'm pretty well known. Podcast superstar
Yeah, you
with
are a
you
podcast
and everything.
star.
And I now have to say I'm Ashley's brother-in-law. Like in
That's great.
she knows. She's up and down here. Like it's like.
well, you know what I suggest you do? Take a picture of her, a pretty picture of her, and when you go in a restaurant, hi, I'm with Ashley.
What's funny is they don't know who my brother is at all. They don't know him at all, but they all know who Ashley is and everything.
So I have a big loser. I'm going to go onto TV. I watched forever the Blue Bloods. You ever watch with Tom Selleck, Blue Bloods?
One of my
Yes.
favorite.
Canceled. This is the last. They just had the last show.
And he
The
was
last
upset. He
episode.
was upset about
I
that.
was really sad it ended.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. I watched every season, every episode.
Yeah, I had, and whenever you watch that, do you ever like fantasize about making the ending, like how you would make it end, who would be shot, who would live? You know, I fantasize. Danny's wife in that show died in the helicopter crash, and I fantasized. You know, my ending was that the lawyers called him the last show and gave him $5 million from that helicopter crashing. So the entire family was taken care of forever because the kids and everybody got $5 million. What do you think of that ending? You're not loving it.
Because it ended the perfect way. It ended that their dynasty will continue.
Well,
Their story will continue.
I wasn't emotionally attached to the guy, the partner of what was the girl's the police officer, the guy-
Rogan? No.
No, the girl. I know who you're talking about.
But he I shouldn't say on the show if you haven't watched the last show what happened to him. But I mean, I wasn't emotionally attached to the guy that I cared. Do you guys have any TV shows that are being canceled or renewed for 2025? Like Tulsa King's coming back.
I love
Love
We
that.
love that.
Yellowstone just ended.
Yeah, that's another one.
By the way, the guy Taylor Sheridan, he's like the hot guy in Hollywood right now.
Landman's a great show.
Landman's a
Do you
great
like
show.
Landman?
I like Lioness too,
I've never watched
with
that.
Nicole
That's-
Kidman. You got to check that out. That's a great
Nicole
show.
Kidman. She's a little
And
wild.
Zoe Salinger.
Don't you think little Nicole Kidman's a little wild?
I love her.
She was just in some movie that.
She had that series with the Housewives, right? That was great. What was that
Oh,
called?
Desperate Housewives. All those.
I
Is that what she was in?
I
No.
forget the one that she was in. Yeah.
So, are you following what's going on with Blake Lively? Since when I first saw the episode, a little blurb, I didn't even want to pay attention, but they're now in my face every day that I have to.
So I really didn't even know what was going on. Actually, till your daughter told me about it.
Ryan Reynolds is who her husband is,
Yeah.
and now Taylor Swift is involved
How Taylor Swift got involved?
because that's Blake Lively's best friend, and now she needed support to get behind her. And now everybody's behind this Blake Lively, and that the other guy is getting is getting a lot of heat. The guy that makes these accusations.
Who was it?
Baldoni.
So we have a couple big stars that broke out this year: Luke Combs, Tracy Chapman, right?
Jelly Roll.
Jelly Roll was huge this year. It's interesting. Every year you have these breakout stars, and you wonder, 5 years later, like CeeLo Green. Remember him from The Voice?
Yeah.
Where's CeeLo? He can't get arrested in Times Square right now.
No.
He had that one
But
hit.
he had hit a problem. How about
Yeah, he had a little problem.
How about little Morning Joe and Minka? How do you think
Yeah,
they're doing? How
they're-
do you think they're doing right now?
Right? Are
They
they
kissed
gonna-
the ring, and now look what happened.
Are they going to get canceled?
I think MSNBC's in serious trouble They're being spun off. CNN's
Yeah.
in trouble. But there was an article in the Philadelphia Inquirer today how mainstream media is getting hurt. And the Philadelphia Inquirer is a very liberal newspaper. It killed them to say that Fox News is up like 16% across the board. And 72% of all viewers watching now are Fox News people.
Yeah.
And it went from 56%.
Well, another whole news network, the ladies of the View, they went down
Oh
this
my,
year.
Oh my God!
You should
Like
go-
a sinking
we should
ship.
Put you up for that job.
You could
No,
be.
they-
You
could be
couldn't pay me to be associated with the View.
No, but you could maybe be a more moderate conservative side of the View. I mean, the View is 360 degrees. They should do like a little moderate.
So let me ask you: by the time March comes along, if I said as a trivia question, who was the running mate of Kamala Harris? Do you think more than 10% of the United States will know who the guy's name is?
No.
I already forgot his name.
Do you know what his first name is?
Tim
You know what his last name is?
Waltz,
Okay.
W-A-L-Z, no
Oh,
T.
right. German.
No, but I mean, Tim Waltz goes in the loser category. I mean, this guy blew up. He can't win dog catcher in Minnesota right now. I think he's finished.
I mean,
don't you?
could you imagine that's why he chose over Shapiro? That, like, could you imagine? Do you remember when she introduced Waltz at
That was
Temple
crazy.
University, and the person who had to give the speech first was Shapiro? And then when he came off, you were like, oh my God, that was like, everybody said that's who she should have gone with. And then she comes up with a guy that's
But
like,
it was a blessing in disguise for Josh Shapiro.
it is a blessing in disguise.
But let me ask you this question, talking about The View. Do you think there's a place on TV for, common sense conversation amongst a group of women like that, to discuss things rather than, they went a little too liberal, left, woke. But I mean, if they kept it kind of in the middle, don't you think that would be a really popular show? I would tune
Absolutely.
into it.
And I
I'd-
think that there was a time when they were. I think that just
With
over
Barbara
time.
with
Walters,
Barbara
yeah.
Yes, yes. But I think just over time, they've all kind of just moved,
Well, it went from Rosie.
moved one way.
It went from Rosie O'Donnell had a problem with Donald Trump. Then it went. She got replaced by Whoopi Gold. I mean,
They all had a problem
Right.
with Donald Trump. That's the
Do you
problem.
remember the first conservative on that show? The girl, the woman that was the she
Which
was the winner of Survivor.
Oh,
the
what
football.
was her name?
Her husband was the football player from the
Yes,
with
she was
an H.
blonde.
Hasselbeck. Right.
Thank you.
So,
Yes.
So she was the first conservative. They booted her. Like, she got booted out because
Yep.
of that. And then it was McCain. And she got booted
Well,
out.
that's right. They move towards one side.
So were the ratings better back then when they had, a more moderate person on the?
I think the ratings were the best when it was Barbara Walters
Yeah.
Right.
And it was people could, I think they also.
and Meredith Vieira.
Right. And they actually had I think their viewership was, you had Republicans watching it. I don't think there's a Republican that watches the show right now.
No,
I turn it on once in a while. Just to
I
see
can't
what-
even.
Really?
So do-
Just to see
I
what's
turned
going
it on the day after the election, and after
The
a
crying.
minute into it, when Joey Behar said she couldn't,
Yeah.
she didn't like half the country, I was like, okay, switch back to Fox.
Right. I agree. So do you think right now P. Diddy in jail is sitting there with his new person that just entered the jail system? Do you think they're sitting there talking? The guy that killed
Oh.
they're in the
Yeah.
same place together.
Oh, are they NBC Brooklyn?
And they have
Yeah.
isn't the law firm? They're from the same law
Oh yeah,
firm.
and by the way,
Their
P.
lawyers are in the
Diddy's-
same law firm.
P. Diddy's lawyer is married to the
Wow.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know it was
Their hu-
marriage. I thought they were just in the same law firm.
husband
Wow.
and wife.
What do you think that?
That must be some
retainer check
entertaining
looks like?
bed talk at night.
Yeah.
How about what strategy are you doing for your person? Well, my person was a stone cold killer. Mine was a baby oil machine, It's like-
Attorney-client privilege.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's
But
unbelievable.
like, do you take a case that you have no shot at winning? I mean, if you're a lawyer, a great lawyer,
Isn't that the payday?
I guess it's a payday. Yeah, it's a big payday. But I mean, what are you trying to accomplish? What's the win there? What's a
delay.
win look like?
A win, 2-year trial.
Billable hours.
Yeah, billable 2-year.
Right,
I'm sure
payday.
they get $25 million up front. They must get a huge check up front.
I mean, they
because-
get paid either way. So,
And they wanted to go out for a long time.
right.
So anyway, we're coming. This show went so fast. It's crazy how fast it went. I have a question for both of you. What are you guys looking for? Forget the peace and happiness in 2025. What would you like to see besides gorgeous Chamber of Commerce weather like we have here in Boca Raton? But what would your wish be? Your New Year's wish for 2025?
Well, take the given is health, because now that you're
Yeah.
getting to a certain age, you start looking at your friends, you're starting reading things you want to know. Like,
Yeah, you don't look too good for 43 years old.
no, but you know what? I feel like I'm 30, so I'm okay. I really do. I don't I don't understand the. It's like it keeps you young, but you still are it's in your mind now a little bit. So you want everybody to
So
be healthy.
you think a lot younger.
I think a lot younger, and I think you see your friends. You want them to have a successful, healthy year for your friends. You don't want to read about or hear about anything in the upcoming year. But besides that, you want to see cohesion in the country. I think we were going into some dark times. I think I want to see optimistic. I want people to see that you're proud of
So you
the
would
United
like
States.
to see unity. You'd like to see Donald Trump and the Republican Party try and unify the country so that we have common.
He's a different guy now being president than he was when he came in 2016. I think it's everything worked out for him right now. Where
Was that the assassin?
I think that they tried to impeach him as soon as he came into office this time. I think no one's doing that right now, and I think having Elon Musk behind him is like having the nuclear bomb behind your side that you could drop it at any time, and it gives him coverage.
But do you
People
think
are
that,
scared of him.
Do you think that bromance is going to last?
Yeah,
I mean,
I think Elon Musk has Asperger's, and I think they're very loyal, and I think he looks at Donald Trump as a father figure, and they call all his kids, they call him Uncle Elon.
Is that a fact? He has Asperger's?
Yeah,
yeah.
Wow, I did not know that.
that's why his social cues are off, but he's a genius in his things. But he's unbelievable social wise.
Absolutely.
Him coming out on stage was new, like for him to be able to, and he loves it. It's like a rock star now with his like dad.
Yeah, 100%.
And Trump is like his father figure.
How about you, Ashley? What do you?
I think for 2025, everybody should just enjoy the moment. Enjoy life. Like
That's been your MO for the last 10 years.
exactly. But honestly, like everything, like it's been a political whirlwind. It's been scandals. It's been this. Like people just need to live in their own life and enjoy their own being and time and about that. But I do like everything. What your year is always comes back to politics or something like that. Like people just need to live their lives again.
Well, do you
We're
feel-
finally like out of a cycle, I think.
So you guys have a place here, but you primarily raise your kids up north. Do you feel that it's a different mindset up there in the Northeast than people down here?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, down
It's
here,
100%.
It's kind of like we worked our whole life, and it's kind of like
Well, I think
Gavi
there's a
and I
lot
are
of
doing
people that are still down here that still work. I mean, you still work every
Yeah,
day
yeah.
to an extent. He
Well, the
still works
problem-
every day to an extent.
Yeah, the problem is I have to renegotiate my deal. Gavi gets 80% of the proceeds from the podcast. I only get 20%, folks. Please write a comment in. I need a raise next year. He gets 80, I get 20. But you think it's a different mindset.
It is. I
You
mean,
think
this
if
is
you
like
were-
paradise, you
If
know?
you were raising kids down here, how do you create normalcy? I mean, this is...
This is normal. This is just normal with palm trees. The
Yeah.
problems are still the same whether I'm in Boca or I'm in Philly.
No, because how about the weather when it's the winter time, you're inside. And here you can raise a kid and say, go outside.
Well, my kids still go outside even, yes, if it's really, really cold. But again, you adjust. You still go outside up north.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But here, did your kids ever ride bikes?
No.
Never rode bikes around neighbors, like.
No.
We-
Spencer never even learned how to ride a bike. Cooper knows how to ride a bike, but no. My kids were not bikers.
Right. So you don't have to worry
we
about
don't have
motorcycles.
a neighborhood in Philly to bike at.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
That's just
It's
not.
really set up for
No.
that there, yeah. It's kind of a
You know, and
different
down
thing.
here, it's
But
like your kids, if you don't live in a community, like where we live in
Right.
Meisner, like your kids are riding a bike on the street. I don't necessarily want that. I'd rather than
By the
walk.
way, there's a biker that gets like hit like every week down here.
Yeah.
Well,
on the-
that's like
on the
living in
ocean.
the
It's
city.
unbelievable.
Like all those biker
But-
delivery people.
But what do you think about in the area that you live? I'm hearing about these home invasions and things like that. I mean, are people buying guns? And we were talking about it yesterday. I mean,
I think there's probably a lot of people in Montgomery County that, do have guns. And I
Really?
think people need to. I think people at least want to have something to protect themselves
right.
in their own home.
My daughter.
Nobody necessarily wants to leave with them or walk around and carry them,
Yeah.
but at least something if you were invaded.
My daughter and son-in-law were just down visiting, and they're in the suburbs of Philadelphia. And for the first time ever, they said they're buying a gun, and it's like I never owned a gun, but if
don't
I
own a
lived
gun.
in the suburbs and I was in a house out there, I would own a gun.
I don't think about, we probably should.
Well, you have an army in your house because no one's
we have
coming
a lot,
there. We
right?
have an
But
army.
it is one of those things where, yeah, you do have to worry about it because you think you live in this safe community and you're protected in a bubble, and then it's like your neighbor down the street, their neighbor was this, or it's scary.
It just
It's
seems
scary
like
what it's
down
come
here
to.
in Florida, the poor areas, they're just poor. In Philadelphia, they're mean. The poor areas. No,
Right,
no,
I
like,
agree.
by Temple and
Right,
things
there-
like
right.
that.
There's a lot of crime. There's a
like
lot
Temple
more crime.
And, yeah, it's a different element. Than down here, a lot of the people are just stone cold poor, and
But they have a palm tree in front of their house,
right,
so
they
like
have
they're
a
in a
palm
better
tree,
mood.
right,
They're in
they
a
can
better
take-
mood.
Right, they can take a walk. Anyway, folks, this was such a great show, and thank you so much to our
And-
host to let us stay here today.
And my sister-in-law will fly down weekly if needed be. She is here. She will
I
be
can
like
do remote.
she will be another.
No, I have a suggestion. Since he's making 80% of the money, you buy the ticket or get the private jet.
Yeah, well, I don't have to worry about that.
I
She-
can always bring greetings from
Yeah.
up north.
Yeah, we can always like patch her in and everything.
Well, this might have been our best show. Thank you.
Thank you for
coming.
having
You
me.
were great. You were a cheerful mix into our program. Gavi didn't go into
And now you're going to show me around these.
This
This is the nicest house I've ever seen in my life.
This
not
is
the
stunning.
nice-
This
the
is stunning.
craziest thing you've ever seen. How about
This
you
is.
guys?
I feel like I'm a $1 million listing. So I'm telling you,
This
this
back
is my
here-
Heather Altman moment.
Yeah, this is unbelievable. And my friend bought it and settled in a week. I mean, he walked in here, he fell in love with it, and he bought it. It's
And there's
crazy.
any.
Maybe he'll let you two come back.
Is there a house if you want to be his neighbor?
Yeah, right next door. You can purchase that house right over there, and we can continue to do our podcast next door, Gavi. They can move this equipment right over.
That would be.
Maybe
something,
that could
wouldn't
be
it?
the future home of the Cutty and Govy podcast.
I would love it. I have to get a raise though.
That would. Be
You'll need
something.
more than 20%.
Yeah, I'm gonna need more than 20%. All right, folks, please hit the subscribe button. Please send us a comment. What else do we need them to do? I mean, our reels are blowing up. We're doing great. Our reels this week with Ashley on them are going to be wonderful. And
The subscribe button would be great because we could. That helps us with.
yeah, YouTube revenue.
Yeah.
Get money. Well, I guess we're going to see everybody in 2025.
Right.
Happy and a healthy New Year
Happy
to
New Year.
everybody, to you guys,
Yep.
Thank you.
and see you later.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.